All right, what's poppin', party people? Y'all know what it is. We're back. It's the pundits of pugilism, pop talk. This is your man, Professor Nils, on Side Note with Boston Jared,
Peace.
Coach Dave. We are saying the casual ran, but we make up pop talk. Usually a quartet. We are a trio right now, but we've been gone for a little bit. But we've got some boxing news that we want to jump into. And before we do that, let's go ahead and make sure that you hit that like, subscribe, leave a comment below. Make sure that you can get this content in front of you, trying to change that algorithm. And if you want the most erudite discussion on boxing on the internet, tune in to us. So we are going to jump off with this talk about Haney and Garcia. So apparently in the news, they have agreed to a 2-fight deal. That's
On the brink of.
on
On
the
the
brink
brink
of,
of.
on the brink of. That's been brokered by Turkey Al Sheikh. So he went into his bag, and then so they've have some at least some verbal agreements on that. Part of it is it's going to be a 2-fight deal. It's a trilogy in reality, but because the first fight was a no contest, this is just going to be a fight and a rematch on their official records. But Garcia has agreed to VADA testing. He initially wanted USADA. He felt that VADA was on some kind of janky stuff and everything like that. But I guess if you throw enough money at people, that you can get them into the ring, even if it's kind of against their better judgment. I have my own feelings about this fight, but let's go
Well,
ahead.
don't forget the other part. Don't forget the other part
What's
that
the other
Haney
part?
is agreeing. The other part is that Haney is agreeing to a 90-day hold on the lawsuit against Garcia, which is not what was initially reported.
I
What
thought
they
he was.
initially
I
what
thought
they
he was dropping
initially
the
reported
lawsuit.
was that he was going to drop the lawsuit altogether. This is very, very different. So he's agreeing to a 90-day hold on the lawsuit, probably to see that, make sure that
Yeah, what does that mean?
Ryan gets those VADA tests in.
So I mean, but what does that mean, right? Because that won't be. I mean that hold will probably lead up into the fight because they won't, right? So you need at least 8 weeks to train for a fight. They haven't officially agreed onto it. You need an opportunity to be able to promote the fight.
Well,
So
they're saying the fight's not till October.
yeah, so what does 90 days, 3 months? So what does that do?
I imagine it's 90 days to ensure that Ryan begins VADA testing. I'm just speculating. I'm just
Okay, so
telling
that
you
he, he
what's in
gets
the
into
thing.
the he
I
gets
have no
into the
idea
he gets into
why,
the
but
bottle pool.
that wasn't what was initially reported. They initially reported that it was going to get dropped completely, but that's not the case. And so they're looking at, based on what we're reading here, looks like the second fight will be in October, and a potential third fight would be the following February. So we're still a long ways out from this fight, but yeah, that's what's getting reported.
All
This is a
right,
big
so
deal. This is all Turkey Al Sheikh, by the way. I was telling Dave while you was gone, man. This guy Turkey Al Sheikh is basically picked the sport up and is carrying it on his back. Gave it, resuscitated it, bring it back to life, fixing it all on
wow.
his own. This was all him. This was all him who did this. I think that's worth mentioning.
So ESPN has, I mean, it's a little bit misleading, but this is the well. Let me go because this is boxing 24/7, but it says here that Devin Haney and Ron Garcia jointly asked a court Wednesday to pause proceedings for 90 days surrounding Haney's lawsuit against Garcia because of a tentative settlement, according to legal documents obtained by ESPN. We know that he did file a lawsuit against Garcia after his loss in connection to Garcia's doping violation in there. But we have some people who are reporting that he is going to drop the lawsuit.
Yeah. So I guess we don't know. We don't know. Boxing Scene is reporting one thing, and ESPN is reporting another. But it's two different things. Who wrote the ESPN article? We got Lance Pugmire here
Coppinger.
wrote the Boxing
It's,
Scene.
it's your boy Coppinger, Mike Coppinger.
Coppinger is reporting for ESPN. Okay, Lance Pugmire. Are I don't know. Say what you want about Coppinger. I know people gave him a lot of shit for some of the misreporting or misinformation he put out in that Spence Crawford lead up. But I bet if you look at Coppinger's record, he's probably been right about more things than he is wrong. I don't know. Pugmire is a reputable guy too, apparently. So I don't know. The
Well, I
point
mean,
is
let's
we're
go.
closer to a fight than we were several weeks ago. These guys were going to fight it out in court. Now
So
they're going
is
to
this
actually fight
with
it out
this
in the ring.
said? Do you like this? Is this a fight that you want to see? Is this a quote unquote trilogy that you want to see? So what are your? We'll start with you, Boston. So what are your thoughts on this fight?
My thoughts on this fight is that it to me it's yes, it is a fight that I'm interested in seeing because I want to see how this fight plays out when Ryan comes in there clean. I'm also curious to see what weight this fight is fought at because that was another issue that was kind of got lost in the sauce of all the positive drug testing. The fact that Ryan missed weight. So yeah, to put it succinctly, I am looking forward to this. The one drawback with this to me, and I was going to put this out for the group, was that remember Haney was basically suing Ryan Garcia uh, for battering because he broke the rules. Right? He came in there with a competitive advantage. Haney elected to sue him. That was a pretty important precedent that had been set. If he had gone to court and beat Ryan Garcia, I wonder how that would have affected people's willingness or unwillingness to risk cheating in the future. Now all that looked like it's being kind of put to the side here for business, you know. So that's really the only drawback here is that again, if Haney had won the lawsuit, I wonder how that would have affected things. But this is going to be a fun fight, man. This fight is not going to go the way the Haney fan club thinks it's going to go. I know that. If the Haney fan club thinks that he's just going to go in there and outclass and stop Ryan, I don't know that that's going to happen. I think that this
Well, I
fight
mean, stop it. I mean, you think the Haney fan club is looking at who has Haney stopped that's a top
I
level?
don't know, but again, this is the Haney fan club here. I'm kind of exaggerating here. I don't want to pretend to speak for all Devin Haney fans. When you talk to Haney fans, though, they think that the only reason Ryan did what he did was because of the PEDs, and I don't know if that's the case, man. People talk about the left hook, the left hook. I said, well, that straight right hand was landing all night too. When people talk about that left hook, I said, man, he was landing a straight right hand on Devin Haney too that he hurt him with a couple times, man. So and again, Devin will have been out the ring for a long time. Ryan will have been out the ring for a long time. I I don't know, man. I don't know that Devin has had a chance to correct some of that stuff that he was doing wrong in that fight. So this fight might not be such a good thing for Devin Haney. Great for the fans. It's going to be a hell of a buildup. All kinds of crazy nonsense, I'm sure. Hell of a buildup. Should end up being a pretty decent fight.
Well, yeah, and let's be clear, Ryan Garcia is still under suspension. So he was suspended by a year, for a year, I should say, and fined $1.2 million
So
because,
starting last April, correct?
yeah, starting last April
So that
because
explains why the fight is going to be when it's going to be. So, okay.
discretions in the ring or not. So, Coach Dave, um, if this was your fighter, even if this was your son, what are your thoughts on doing this trilogy with Ryan Garcia if you were in the Haney camp?
Oh, well, listen, man, I love it, man. I think first and foremost, feel how you want to feel about, Bill Haney in the camp. You got to give it up for him, man. I mean, look, man, you got you a fight. You're gonna get a very, very nice payday. You and your son probably worked through it, and you got a chance to get your face back the right way, in this thing. I agree with Jared, to a degree. The only thing that I would have amplifying, comments that I would put to what Jared said is that I think this fight is all going to be determined, about uh, the preparation and the fight plan going into it. One of the things that I said about it is, uh, it to me it doesn't matter. I understand what enhancement, performance enhancing drugs do to you, but you know, when we did it after the fight, man, I told you, I said, look, man, on drugs or not on drugs, Haney still got hit with what he got hit with. Period. And those punches, as Jared, alluded to, that left hand, that left hook and that right hand, he still got hit. And then also, additionally, hey man, Haney, you didn't fight the fight that you should have fought. And I'm telling you guys, I think it is this generation's Sugar Ray Leonard and Roberto Duran, the first fight.
What?
No, hear me out. What happened in the first fight? Small ring, and hold, not a lot of dancing. Ray Leonard tried to take him out, and I spoke with somebody at Headbangers Gym who was like right hand man to Ray Leonard. You know what I'm saying? My man Juice. Everybody knows Juice. Him and Ray Leonard super duper tight. And, he even gave me some historical data on the thing. He's like, Ray shouldn't have fought that cat like that. Ray came back the second fight, got on his bike, put them twins on that boy, and then, hey, what we get? No mas, no mas. So I agree with Jared, man, that we don't know how it's going to go, but my amplifying data would be, it's going to be who comes with that solid fight plan. If Haney boxes, use that jab, use what he can do, he could outpoint and do what he need to do. Selective aggressiveness and trying to go toe to toe with that boy. And how about we keep your hand up so you don't get caught with the left hook? So remember when we talked about it, I was pissed off at the corner, of there was no adjustments, bro. There was no adjustments. So do I think it could go either way? Yes. Do I think this fight gonna be absolutely entertaining? I do, bro. I think it's gonna be a fun fight, man. And so much is on the line. You know what I'm saying? No, it wasn't the drugs. I beat you anyway from Garcia, and man, I got to get my face back, man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna beat you so bad that I'm gonna prove that it was the drugs. So it's just gonna be a fun fight. If I had to bet on it, to be honest with you, man, I'm hoping a great butt whooping teaches lessons. So I would probably bet on Haney. Hoping that, that butt whooping put some wisdom in you. That's it. So that's my take on it, man. But I look forward to it, brother. I look forward to it, man.
For me, I'm going to be the dissenting voice among the pundits. In a sense, one thing I want to say, the reason I and I do kind of see your comparison now when you explained it, but the reason I balk at it in the sense is that Sugar Ray Leonard was the face of boxing. Whatnot. He was a superstar in every kind of measure or metric that you want to put out there. He was a boxer that had killer instinct and power. I don't see that in Haney. And with Garcia, Roberto Duran, what you want to say? Like, he has an argument to be the best lightweight ever, right? And people don't know that's like 135 pounds. But I think stylistically, or when you kind of look at it, I could see that argument. But I'm just being contrarian in that. And I think a lot of times that we do look for those, those greats and those bouts as in this nostalgic kind of sense to kind of compare it to. I'm not too excited about it. I have some feelings in, like, I'm not a Haney person. Y'all can go and look at the tape and all these other things. So one is for a couple of reasons is that I think that Garcia has been like supremely arrogant throughout this whole sense, and like I don't even want to kind of get into the kind of mental issue aspects of it. and everything like that. But I would be very kind of keen on looking inside how the negotiations and the contracts that they do have for this or whatnot, because I thought that Garcia was super disrespectful throughout that. And when I say disrespectful, disrespectful to the sport of boxing or whatnot. When I think he never planned to make weight. I think that he was on some PEDs, some kind of subjects. And then even with Haney, somebody was kind of made the comparison that, Haney he did the kind of first Drake move, like in a sense, right? So, right, Drake was in a battle. He got beat by by Kendrick Lamar or something like that. So what he goes do? He goes and tries to like sue and try to get some get back instead of getting his get back in this arena where they are kind of going to kind of show their skills and stuff. So I don't know necessarily where they would go from here. I just there's a little bit of this kind of antagonistic spirit that just kind of feel like, well, the only thing that they can do is kind of go back to each other. And for one thing, it's like we don't know what weight they're gonna fight at. It's not gonna be for a belt. It's gonna be kind of for bragging rights, but I don't know. Am I just being an asshole like in this situation?
Are we sure? Let's wait a sec.
I ain't gonna call you no a-hole, my brother, but look, they got a lot of places where they can go, brother. I mean, if they fight right around 140, bro, they got a lot of places they can go. I mean, we don't have to kind of go through the divisions and the fights that's there. And make no mistake about it, those two guys are still within that realm of being able to move the needle, of boxing, be it from Shakur.
I definitely would. Yeah, I wouldn't argue with it. But
Well, at the very least, we know that
that
Ryan Garcia can.
You think if Ryan Garcia can make 140 pounds?
Oh no, I'm talking about moving the needle.
Well,
I don't know about making 140 pounds.
No,
that kid's big, man. It's a big kid.
But I think we even collectively in that Haney Garcia moves the needle. I'm not just kind of like taking them individually. Garcia definitely moves the needle just kind of on his own, but just collectively that does move the needle, which might be some of the impetus for why, right, Haney can't just go out and fight, some 140 pounder who's kind of up and coming.
Yeah, don't be surprised if this fight takes place at a catchweight, if not at welterweight. You're talking about two very, very big 140-pound guys who were well over 140 pounds the night of that fight. They haven't really been doing much of anything. I mean, as far as getting ready for a professional fight in the last several months, Ryan Garcia would have been out until April of this year. Don't be surprised if you see a catchweight, 144-pound, 143.5-pound catchweight, if not a straight up welterweight fight. So like you pointed out, Cam, there is no belt. Devin Haney, according to Boxing Scene, is a champion in recess, but
at 140 though.
At 140, correct. But like you said, there is no belt. Yeah, I would not be surprised if you saw a welterweight fight between the two. It's two big guys. I don't see them squeezing down to because that affects Devin just as much as it affects Ryan at this point.
Devin looks like a scarecrow, when some of his weigh-ins and stuff.
He looks very gaunt in that last weigh-in. So yeah.
But I think it is. I mean, like I said, I do have kind of some of my reservations, but I think part of it is just like me, kind of wanting a little bit more of kind of just these punitive damages that kind of go along, particularly for Ryan Garcia, in a sense, but he had to forego over $1.2 million. It was a no contest. He was suspended by, for a year and stuff like that. So maybe we should let bygones be bygones and let fighters.
No, we is you.
So y'all are over it. Y'all have no.
Yeah, we
Y'all have no issue.
Oh hell yeah! I don't look. Yeah, I look. I don't. And look, the positive test is a positive test. I don't want to just gloss over that. But the whole suing for battery, I like I said before. I mean, I was really curious to see where that led. But I got to tell you all the time, I'm not emotionally invested in any of these dudes. What Haney and Ryan Garcia, them dudes quit boxing tomorrow. I would, I would not care. So yeah,
exactly.
Really? Well, so I mean,
I'm over it. Let's go. What's next?
but so why do you care about this fight then? Because for example, if
It's gonna be a fun fight. It's gonna be a good fight.
it
I
is,
still want to
but
see good fights.
It's just the love of boxing, bro. It's
Yeah.
that get back. You know what I'm saying? It's that. No, I beat you. No, you didn't beat me. You beat me because you cheated. It's for the love of just straight squabbling, baby. Let them boys squabble, boy. Let them get
And that build up, if that build up, I know we don't talk the TMZ stuff on here, which I like, but it's tough for if you guys, for those of you who are watching, if you know, you know, Charleston White has been on Bill Haney's head top for weeks now. Not just that, but he had what happened with Devin Haney and this whole young thuggin or whoever
nah,
the baby
that's fake news. And come on, like
the
we're gonna
baby
get
mama, but
something
you know
else.
it's gonna come up. You know Ryan is a master troll. You know that stuff is all gonna come up. The Diddy
It is,
stuff,
yeah.
the baby
He's
mama and young thuggin, the Charleston White. Don't be surprised if you see Charleston White intimately involved in the lead up to this fight. Don't be surprised if you see a joint troll campaign. You see Charleston White and you see Ryan Garcia link up to wage psychological warfare on the Haneys.
Hey man, I don't care. I'm like, just get in there and squabble.
This shit will be wildly entertaining. I'm with you, Dave. I'm with you, Dave. All right,
Yeah.
Cam, we got to move to the next segment, man.
All right, then.